addiction that can break anything that you're struggling with. I will love you despite what you believe. I will love you despite what you do. But it's going to come from my heart because I'm a spiritual contributor. I'm not here for the ride. I am here to change the world because we have a God that assigned 12 men and they changed the world. We are here because of Jesus, yes. But it would be nothing if it weren't for 12 men that went all around the world and spread the news. 12 men. How many people are in here today? About 60 people, 70 people, whatever the number might be. Why can't we? Why can't we become contributors? Why can't we stop consuming and see God for who He really is? We are the body of Christ. Together. One piece. You may not think you don't mean anything, but you mean absolutely everything. We are the church. And me personally, I cannot, knowing what God did for me, just sit back and consume. I can't do it. And I look at some of you and how you're looking at me, and I can see that you have that passion in your heart. And I can see that you're feeling that tug. And you may feel like you're a million miles away, but it's really just one step. It's really one decision. And I'm going to start closing down. I want the band to kind of start making their way back up here if they'd be so kind. We have a food that they know nothing about. We together, the body of Christ, you can go home and you can change the house that you live in. You can go to work and change the place that you work in. And I can be the first one to say that it's almost impossible to love everybody. But it's so important to understand what God has done for you. And just by that simple fact, it should change the way you live. It should change the way you see people. It should change the way you interact with people. It should change the way you wake up in the morning. It should change the way you pray. It should change the way you read the Bible. It should change the way you have relationships. It should change your relationship with your wife, with your husband, with your son, with your father, with your daughter, with your uncle, with your aunt, with your cousins. It should change the foundation of everything you believe in. Because if this love for God that you have or that you say you have, if it isn't changing everything about you, you need to look in a mirror. If what you're doing doesn't make sense to everybody, you're doing it right, I'll say that. Because anybody can go out and blend in. That's not the hard part. But I can't stand up here today and do you the injustice of telling you that you can change the world. I can't stand up here and lie to your face and tell you that you can't do anything. You can change the world. You can change the world you live in. You think these disciples think they could do what they did? You think 12 men believed that they can change the world when they're going out? And all of them died a martyr's death. Do you really believe it was that easy for them? Because to make a decision that I will go as far as dying for my faith, that's big. We are not to be spiritual consumers. We're to be spiritual contributors. The church does not exist for us. We are the church, and we exist for the world. You have a food that they know nothing about. What you do with that is up to you. It would be really unselfish to keep that to yourself. It would be really unselfish to now go into the world and change it. And it's one thing to hear this conceptually and to say, like, yeah, that's cool. It's a totally different thing to do it. Go out and do it. And some of you may be in here today, and you may not know very much about Jesus. You may not know very much about what He's done, but again, we cannot end today without you knowing that Jesus was pierced for your transgressions. We cannot leave here today without me telling you that a great price was paid for you. We cannot leave here today without me telling you that a man that could have walked away from it because he is God, he chose to die. We're going to hear a song after all this, and one of the phrases I love is, he chose to take the sinner's crown, and he placed his crown on me. And it gives me chills just saying that. Because a great price was paid for you, and until you understand that fully, the life you're living isn't going to mean anything. So, if for the first time you want to pray that prayer, the easy part, I'll say, and take Jesus into your heart, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. I'm not going to ask you to stand up or anything. I'm not going to ask you to make a big spectacle about it. I want you to look into your heart and not make this a decision based on the person sitting next to you or what you think or whether you think you're worthy enough or not, because all the worthiness was taken care of already. You may think you're too far gone. You may think that your sin is too great, but it's not. It really isn't. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to close our eyes, bow our heads, and I want you to look deep into your heart. And if you feel like you want to make that decision to give your life to Christ, now's the time to do it. And in a moment, I'm going to call Pastor David and Miss Miriam and myself and Pastor Alex to come up. And we want to pray with you. We want you to come up and we want you to pray with us. And even if you've been following Christ for a while and you're ready to step up, we want to pray with you. Or if you're going through something right now and you just need prayer, we want to pray with you. There's a lot of room up here, guys. There's nothing too great that you have done. There's nothing bad enough that you have done. But this opportunity is presented to you. So now, I want everybody to stand up. Stand up. Stop sitting. Stand up. If you need prayer, we'd love to pray with you. If you're ready to give your life to Christ, we're here to pray with you. If you're ready to step up in the church, we're here to pray with you. Whatever your prayer needs, God is giving you this beautiful language of prayer to pray with Him. And we as the leaders of our church want to lay hands on you. We want to pray with you. So please, just come as the Spirit leads.